This is the BBC.
BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.
It's Radio 1's Screen Time. Yippee-ki-yay.
Hello and welcome to another Sunday interview special of Radio 1 Screen Time, the movies and TV podcast hosted by yours truly, Ali Plum, Radio 1 and One Extra's film critic. Now today we're talking all about Belfast, not just the city, but also the film, Belfast. And it is my great pleasure to introduce to you some of the stars of the film, including Jamie Dornan, Caitríona Balfe, Judi Dench, and also its director and writer, and I believe producer, Sir Kenneth Branagh. This is a big deal, I think, because we are getting into the Oscars awardsy period. BAFTAs are in March, I believe, so this is getting a lot of buzz, and I'm really here to encourage you to watch this movie. It is about a really personal story for Kenneth Branagh. It's set in the late 1960s, very early 1970s, during the beginning of the Troubles in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and it's about this 9-year-old boy's life, how he looks at the world at his age at that time. So it's semi-autobiographical. I think that is the best word to use. Characters are called Ma and Pa and Granny and Pop, to tell you who they are. Caitríona is Ma, Jamie is Pa, Judi Dench is Granny, and Ciarán Hinds. I mean, they deliver beautiful performances, all of them. He's Pop. I love them all. Jude Hill is our newcomer, our lead, playing Buddy, this incredible kid. He's got his bin lid as a shield and a wooden sword. He's so talented, so likeable, so real, running around at Christmas time with his Thunderbirds outfit and talking to his granny and getting his Pop to help him with his homework. He's got a crush on that girl sitting in front of him at school. There are loads of funny moments, as well as obviously loads of very serious things going on. It is about the Troubles. It's not an easy situation they're in. Pa, played by Jamie Dornan, he's a character that needs to work out what to do. Like, his family need to make a big decision. Do they move to England because that's where his work is, or do they stay? It's at times heartbreaking, it's at times, many times, heartwarming, helped in no small part by its score and music generally from the amazing Van Morrison, who I bring up very early doors, by the way. So, yeah, it's Belfast. Go and watch it, but perhaps not before you listen to these interviews. You're going to hear, and you'll also hear Jamie Dornan paired with his better half. These two, so good looking. They are like Marlon Brando and Brigitte Bardot. It is unbelievable how good they look in this black and white film. What they do is they have a little bit of colour at the very beginning, which shows you today's Belfast. You see murals, you see the docks, you see so much, and then it goes to black and white, and suddenly you're back in time with these gorgeous parents, Caitríona Balfe, Jamie Dornan. Anyway, I'm waffling. You'll hear from those two paired as well. So,
be good, son. If you can't be good.
And if you can't be good, be careful.
now let's head over to Caitríona Balfe and Jamie Dornan, and I just had to bring up something else that happened recently when I spoke to Jamie that was a little bit unusual. Jamie, quickly, last time we spoke, someone was running a bath nearby. Can I just make sure that is or isn't going to happen? I just want to know.
I am in a hotel away from those three lunatics that I live with, so I think we're okay.
Okay, good to know. Who has the best Judi Dench anecdote? As in, who's got the best Judi Dench story? Because I would just be sitting near her going, oh, you're the best.
I think you spent more screen time with her, Caitríona, didn't you, really?
I did, but I feel like you got the best story out of her. Jamie was asking her, we were all doing that cinema scene where we were watching, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and all these things, and Jamie was like, do you remember the first time you seen it? And she basically floored us with the information that she just doesn't ever watch any films.
She's never seen it. I said, Jesus, how many times have you seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Judy? She's never. What do you mean? And then we were watching a load of different films that day in that cinema setup, and she hadn't seen any of them. And I said, why? She goes, well, I went to cinema when I was a kid, and I saw a couple of films. I saw Bambi, where her mother gets killed, and then I saw Dumbo, where they separate her from her mother, and they're just so traumatizing that it put her off cinema for life.
Oh my God.
So she'd never seen anything. I'd asked her. I'd asked her had she seen The Godfather. She'd never seen it. It was unbelievable.
Wait till she sees Skyfall. It's going to blow her mind.
We're looking to cleanse the community. You wouldn't want to be the old man out in the street. You touch my family and I'll kill you.
So you would expect a movie about Belfast, set in Belfast, to actually shoot in Belfast. Well, they do, of course, but it's difficult to turn the clock back to 1969 Belfast. So they got a bit creative. I also love discovering that you recreated a street in Belfast at an airport in Hampshire. I mean, that must have been surreal having your childhood brought to life in black and white, so to speak, in an airport.
It was one of the reasons for doing it was that the airport was barely used because of the pandemic. We tried, obviously, we scouted and we shot and we took city bikes all around Belfast to find locations. And it was just hard to get 1969. It was hard to either close down a street. We couldn't move people because of COVID. We couldn't rehouse them. There were those kinds of things when we wanted to move satellite dishes and all the things that we were going to have to change. So we needed to build it somewhere, and Northern Irish film industry is incredibly busy, so they had standing sets on all the places they'd normally shoot. So we found an exhibition centre that wasn't doing any exhibits to allow us to be a sort of pop-up studio, and the adjacent runway, the last place you'd be expecting to shoot a film that had dialogue in it, turned out to be a place where we could really make the set bespoke, and really then, because we try and view the events of the film through the 9-year-old's eyes, we could absolutely build the street the way he saw it and I imagined it after all this time. So it let us have a freedom that we weren't imagining. But yes, it also had a sort of deep incongruity at the same time.
The glamour, Judy, the glamour. I mean, you knew this was going to be a glamorous film.
I know, but my breath was completely taken away because smoke came out of the chimneys. Is that my imagination?
No.
No, smoke did come out of the chimneys.
The film smoke fairies were there, and they were. They were.
But it was truly like living exactly there.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing, right? I mean, Jim Daly and his team did the most incredible job. I mean, they built this sort of street set right by Farnborough Airport, and at the beginning, no planes were taking off because it was just, it was before sort of everything had sort of opened up. But I think by our last week, there was just this fleet of private planes that were starting to I don't know, we were all like, where the hell are they all going? I think people were jetting off to Greece.
They were coming in to watch you dance. That's what it was.
No, they'd just take off again, I think, if they saw that.
Quick, about turn. Let's get out of here. Jamie, can we expect most, if not all, of your upcoming movies to feature singing and dancing? Because after this and Barb and Star, it's kind of an obligation now, I think.
Yeah, it's something that's sort of crept up on me. I'm not sure how it's happened, and it's becoming habitual. But listen, I think I know what I'm doing next. Well, it hasn't been announced, but I know that I don't sing in it, so we're gonna get a break. I'm happy to say.
Damn, I was hoping you were about to say Guys and Dolls. Next time. When I was speaking to Sir Kenneth, he was saying that you guys were so into the dance and getting it just so that you were kind of bickering, queuing in the canteen about getting it just right. Any truth to that?
I don't know if bickering, it was more like both terrified and trying to just remember. I'm not sure it's our natural state for Jamie or I to be
I feel like it clicked. I feel like there's a final, when I say final rehearsal, it was literally on the morning of, the day that it just happened. I remember we did one rehearsal where it just really worked. I was like, all right, we can do it. And then probably forgot it all as soon as we got on set.
And then you dropped Katrina on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. She's fine.
You know how it is.
She's fine. Look at her.
She's fine.
She's fine.
Someone I didn't get to talk to is the star of this movie, our true 100% lead, Jude Hill, who is this young dancer and actor and prodigy, dare I say it. So let's hear a little bit more about him.
My ma says if we went across the water, they wouldn't understand the way we talk.
Shouldn't be a problem. I've been married to your granny for 50 years. I've never understood a word you said.
Was it frustrating for you guys knowing that pretty much every scene you were having it stolen from underneath you by Jude? Like, you can try your best. You can try.
I think we were fine with it because it's his movie, really, isn't it? You know, I think we were cool with that. He is an exceptional young man, and just the right amount of, well, he's so much talent, but just the right amount of cheekiness matched with manners. He's very well brought up kid, but his talent was unbelievable. And actually, the day that we did Everlasting Love, we did a take where it was just on Jude's face, and actually the true eye line for us dancing didn't work the way it was set up. So Caitríona and I weren't able to. So he was looking at like a tennis ball or something, you know, thinking it was us, and we're just listening to Ken direct him saying, "Now your dad's lifted your mother up. You've never seen them so happy." Blah, blah, blah. And just direct him, and just watching his face. What was it like, Caitríona? It was insane. Like he was just. We were like,
I mean, we were
tearful,
we were
like going, like, yeah.
Proud parents just standing there tearing up in like,
oh boy,
so good.
Oh boy, a beautiful boy.
I think one great moment in Belfast was Ken. He was giving this great piece of D.H. Lawrence text to Jamie and I as a note, and he was quoting it, and Jamie turns around to me and he was like, "Ferris Bueller's Days Off."
Well, it was the same sentiment, wasn't it? It's just more my bag.
Yeah, I got it. Was he doing the music? Like, were you? I mean, as long as you weren't dancing to the theme, and then you were fine.